So this is the diagram for the flow sheet symbol of the boiler, where you can see that the steam is the outlet, steam is the resultant from the boiler. Here you can see. So there is a water that is continuously required to feed to the boiler. That is also very important part. And in the burner side, combustion chamber, the two parts are important: the fuel that is required and the air. So this fuel ratio is required to maintain sufficient to maintain this burner, to continuously ignite this burner in a constant way. So that is fuel air, and the resultant ash and flue gases may be exhausted through the chimney, but the ash part can be collected at the bottom side. The solid part is that, and some combustion product can also be generated from this. So there are different parameters that are required to be monitored and controlled in the boiler. So what are that parameters we require to monitor and control? Some of the parameters are highlighted in this boiler. You can see, if we start from this, you can see in the steam out, where the steam is the product. This is the product where steam is generated. So their pressure can be measured, their flow can be measured with the help of vortex flow meter, and temperature can also be measured and controlled. So these three connections, these three measurements are incorporated in the steam side. When we look out to the boiler part, this circular part, upper side, where we can see that the level can be continuously monitored and controlled. So level measurement, as well as in the feed water side, that is the input to the boiler, where the flow can be measured, temperature can be measured, and after economizer, again the temperature can be measured. So economizer can improve the temperature, and after that also it can be again it can be measured. So in the we can say that the fuel side, okay, so if the fuel is in the form of coal, biomass, etc., where also we can measure the flow. And if this particular flow is in the form of oil or gas, where also we can measure the flow. So this is flow measurement in the fuel side. Again, in the air side, there is a draft, we can say that the forced draft fan, so it can pass the air into the combustion chamber, so where the pressure can be monitored as well as the temperature, and again the after air heater, again the temperature and flow can be re-monitored and controlled. Here all these parameters are shown. So how many parameters we can monitor and control, that are required to be understand first, and then our role is to apply the control for this. So here pressure, temperature, and flow for the combustion air. And in the chimney side, again with the help of ID fan, we can exhaust the flue gases to the atmosphere. And again we require to monitor the air quality of this. So air analyzers can be useful for the monitoring of this carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide contents. So analyzers, and also the temperature of the flue gas is also important. The exhaust gas is important, so that is also get monitored in the chimney side. So what are the different flow measurement, where we can measure the flow, and what type of devices, flow meters or transducers or sensors we can use to measure the fuel oil flow rate of the fuel, flow rate of the fuel when there is oil, or you can say that the liquid. Then we can go for the Coriolis mass flow meter when the flow is in terms of oil, and when the fuel is in terms of natural gas, we have many options available. Either we can go for Coriolis, thermal, turbine, or ultrasonic flow meters. All these options can be useful for natural gas type of flow as a fuel flow. When the fuel is in the form of solid, then gravimetric feeders or belt scales can be used, because this arrangement we can't employ it for the solid type of things. If the fuel is in the form of pulverized coal, then we can go for Coriolis and microwave type of flow meters. And on the other side, we can also measure the flow of steam and also the feed water, where we can use these 4 types of flow meters, maybe vortex shading, maybe steam flow meters or water flow meter or orifice flow meters can be employed for the measurement of flow rate in the steam and water feed side. There is a air flow rate also. So in this, we have many options available for the measurement of flow rate. Area average pitot tube can be used, multi-point thermal flow meters can be used, piezometer ring, orifice, venturi, or airfoil can be used for the air flow measurements. So what should be the as we discussed in the boiler, the drum level is very important part, and based on this drum level so there are different types of controls are available in the industry, maybe single loop, dual loop, maybe three element, single element, maybe 3 element, maybe 5 element, and 7 element drum level controls. So all these controls are related with this drum and surrounding parts. So from this graph, it can be clear that it is the time versus the steam and feed water flow rate. The steam and feed water flow rate is mentioned in percentage from 0 to 80 in the y-axis, and x-axis defines the time. It can be seen that the set point is given for the water level, and we can say that the drum level. So here this is the set point, horizontal line, but it can be seen that somewhere it get rise and then linearly it get decreases. Again it is constant, sometimes it reduces. So this increasing and reducing action is because of the shrinking and swelling effect in the boiler. This shrinking and swelling effect is very common in boiler. So what is this shrinking and swelling effect? When the pressure, when the water, what we can say that the drum water level, what is inside of drum, we have to maintain the drum water level. If this drum water level rises, and here it can be seen that the drum water level rises. So because of this, we can say that the effect is swelling happens. And here you can find that the drum water level suddenly falls. So when this drum water level falls, we can say that this is the effect of shrinking in the boiler. So it is very essential to consider these 2 points also, the swelling effect and the shrinking effect in the boiler. So this result in the pressure drop in the main steam line. What happens sometimes, the steam line where the pressure can be dropped, and similarly what happens, the pressure also get dropped inside the drum, and so that the level decreases. So that effect is called a swelling effect. And on the other side, when the drum level will suddenly we can say that the rise, so that there may be swell effect happen in the boiler. So it can be seen that the solid line in the second graph is about the steam flow rate, and the dotted line can show the feed water flow rate. So based on this graph, we require to apply the control to the boiler. So what is this feed water and drum level control arrangement? What we can get from this? So we will directly now move to the control part of this. Let us start with the 2 element feed water control. So here now we are well familiar with this drum, and we require to maintain the level of the drum here. So by measuring the level by level transmitter, then it goes the signal to the level regulator and controller, and it gives signal to the device that sums these 2 things. One we can say that the cascade arrangement is connected over here. So to incorporate this cascade arrangement, it can be seen that this is the outlet of the boiler where the steam is generated, and it can be seen that in 2 element control we are only considering 2 parameters. One is the flow of the steam, and the second is the level of the drum. So that two element is nothing but the level of the drum, and second is the flow of the outlet steam. So this cascade arrangement is called as two element control arrangement. With the help of this level, it gives a signal to the controller, this cascade controller, and by measuring this flow rate, it can manipulate the feed water wall. So depending on the requirement of steam, how much steam is required for the building, so that it can manipulate the flow rate of this feed water. So this is very simple arrangement of two element feed water control. So the same theory part is mentioned here, so I will not going to read it again. In the three element drum level control, we can say that one additional element is there. So the first one is level, the second one is the flow of the steam, and the third element added, that is here, is the feed water flow rate in the feed forward direction. The you can see that the flow rate of this feed water is get measured it, and then by feed forward arrangement, and then by this cascading arrangement, it can be act as a set point for this flow controller. So this cascade arrangement gives the set point to this flow controller for the feed water, and then feed water flow rate can be regulated with the help of this cascade arrangement, as well as additional this feed forward arrangement, so that any disturbance in the pump side can be overcome with the help of this feed forward arrangement. So main motto of this feed forward arrangement is to mainly avoid the disturbance effect on the drum level control. So that the feed forward arrangement is utilized in this particular control. So three elements are level of the drum, that can be measured by level transmitter, and then flow can be measured in the steam side, that is the output side, and also the flow can be measured in the feed water side. So these three parameters are measured, so that it is called as three element feed water system. And what is get control, the flow rate of the feed water get controlled or manipulated with the help of this flow controller. So this is three element feed water control. One more picture of that is also there. The same thing is mentioned. This is the feed water pump. This is feed water pump here. This is feed water transmitter that measures the flow rate in feed forward fashion, and it gives signal to the feed flow controller, and the flow rate get control. But the set point for this is from the cascade arrangement of level here and the flow. So this cascade arrangement is the summation of that is act as a set point for this flow controller, and then the flow rate get monitored. Parameters that are required to be considered: the steam pressure is one, the steam flow rate is second, steam temperature is third, drum level is fourth, drum pressure is fifth, then feed water flow rate is sixth, and feed water temperature is also considered. To have more and more accuracy and optimization, so that the efficiency of the boiler get improved, so that the control get complex and complex. If we implement two element drum level control, the efficiency of the steam and the boiler water requirement is not fulfilled by two element or three element drum level control, so that we have to be go for the 5 element or more than that, maybe for the 7 element drum level control, so that the maximum care is taken in the boiler, so that it is get optimized. So the benefit of 7 element control is that the boiler get optimized. So we have to be go more details about this. So here the 7 parameters are controlled. So the 3 parameters are of steam side, that is steam pressure, steam flow rate, steam temperature. 2 parameters is of the drum side, that is the drum level and drum pressure also. And 2 parameters in the feed water side, that is the feed water flow rate as well as the feed water temperature, because economizer is also placed over there, so that the temperature is also required to be monitored. And then finally the flow rate of the feed water get controlled with the help of these 7 parameters. So this is 7-11 drum level control. Then next part of this boiler is a combustion chamber, where the air fuel ratio is required to be monitored or maintained. So this graph shows that the relationship is not linear, you can see that in the y side, linearized fuel flow is mentioned in percentage, and in the x-axis the air flow is mentioned in the percentage. So for the required fuel flow of 20%, we can say that approximately about 10% of airflow is required to maintain the fuel flow of 20%. So this is non-linear relationship is exist here. You can see for the all type of graph. So this type of non-linear relationship is exist over here. So how this arrangement will be deployed in this boiler? When the control for the air-fuel ratio are considered, one point is very important for this. So because of the combustion gas velocity through the boiler, for safety reason, the fuel-air ratio should be maintained on instant by instant rather than time average basis. So every moment we have to require to maintain the air-fuel ratio that we require to control. It is not that for this hours to that hours we have to maintain that. It is not based on the average time hours. It is based on the instant to instant control. As the general rule, except for the case of very slow changing boiler loads, sometimes what happen, the load demands is not very fast. Sometimes the demand is very fast. So when the demand is not very fast, or we can say that very slow changing boiler loads, except for the case of very slow changing boiler load, fuel and air should be controlled in parallel rather than in series. So parallelly we have to be control the fuel also and as well as the air also. This is necessary because a lag of only 1 or 2 seconds in measurement or transmission will seriously upset combustion conditions in a series system. So that series systems are not preferred in boiler, parallel systems are preferred in boilers. So some of the air-fuel ratio controls are shown here. It can be seen that depending on the firing rate demand that is mentioned over here, this is the firing rate demand. How much firing rate we want? Once we get that firing rate demand value, it is parallelly given to the air control wall also, and it can be given to the fuel control side also. You can see that here in the fuel flow get measured with the help of this FT103. Once the fuel flow is get measured, it gives output to the flow indicating and controller. This flow indicating and controller also get output from the air flow transmitter. So in the air flow, there is a measurement of flow also, and in the fuel flow also there is a measurement of flow. In both the sides, the flow get measured, and this fuel flow is act as a set point for this flow indicating and controller, and this output is given to the summation unit. This summation unit further gives signal to the fuel control valve. So based on this ratio arrangement here, we can maintain the fuel flow as well as the air flow. Here most controls are not here in this picture. The control is not mainly for the air side, but mainly the control is employed for the fuel side. So fuel, how much fuel we can save to maintain the air fuel ratio is very important, because the cost of the fuel and all these things are required to be considered for maintaining the air fuel ratio. So as minimum as fuel required to maintain that flame is important in the boiler point of view. One more diagram where closed loop air fuel ratio control is mentioned, where you can see that this this is the air unit where the fan is employed. With the help of this fan, the outlet of this fan where the flow is get measured, and the fan speed is also get control over here. So for here also the control is employed. So this particular arrangement where the control is also employed for the fan, but the set point is given from the fire rate demand. So here the fire rate demand here directly given to the directly control the air flow rate. Okay, but here with the help of this flow also, the flow is also employed over here, so that the loop is closed over here. Here the loop is not closed for the air side. This air side flow rate is used to control the fuel flow rate. You can see here this air flow rate gets measured by this flow transmitter, but it can be used to control the flow rate of the fuel, not the air. But here the flow is measured in the air side, and the same can be used for controlling the air flow rate. Now again, in the separate side, the fuel flow rate get measured, and it is given to the flow regulator and controller, and depending on the firing rate demand, that is the set point, the flow rate get controlled. This is the simple air flow ratio arrangement control in both the pictures.